Karen thought she was just dealing with another pushover family. She marched up our driveway, clipboard in hand, demanding my wife follow her ridiculous HOA rules. She didn't even knock, just started listing violations like she was queen of the neighborhood. But what Karen didn't know was that inside our house sat my grandfather, a retired U.S. Army Major General. And when he stepped onto that porch in full uniform, Karen's smug little empire began to crumble.
Karen didn't wait for permission. She marched right up the porch steps and began inspecting the flower beds like she was conducting a military drill of her own. "You're in violation of at least 3 HOA codes," she announced. 1, your mailbox is the wrong color. 2, your porch railing isn't regulation height. And 3, she paused, looking at our American flag fluttering proudly on the front of the house, that flag isn't on an approved mount. My wife, Emily, set her jaw. "Karen, the flag is fine, the railing is being repaired, and we don't have an HOA membership, remember?" Karen smirked. "Oh, everyone in this neighborhood is under the HOA, dear, whether you signed the paperwork or not. And if you don't fix these violations by the end of the week, there will be consequences."
I stepped in before Emily could blow. "Karen, we've gone over this. This property was purchased outside your HOA boundaries. You have no authority here." She gave me a look like I'd just kicked her poodle. "That's not how it works, and frankly, you should be grateful. I'm trying to maintain community standards. Do you want your property value to drop?" From the living room, a deep voice cut through the air. "Young lady." Karen turned. My grandfather had set down his paper and was now standing at the doorway. His presence was different from mine or Emily's. Even at 76, he had the posture of a man who'd spent decades commanding respect. Shoulders squared, hands clasped behind his back, eyes sharp as steel.
"And you are?" Karen asked, clearly unimpressed.
"Major General Robert Hayes, United States Army, retired." He stepped forward. "And this is my family's home. You will address them with respect."
Karen blinked. She recovered quickly, or tried to.
"Well, Major General, with all due respect, military titles don't mean anything here. This is a civilian matter."
Grandpa's eyes narrowed slightly.
"That flag you see outside, men under my command fought and died for it. I will not have it subject to your approval."
Karen crossed her arms. "The HOA has standards."
"Your standards," Grandpa interrupted, "are not law, and I suggest you stop pretending they are before you embarrass yourself further."
I swear I saw her flinch, but Karen wasn't the type to back down, at least not publicly. "We'll see about that," she said, scribbling something on her clipboard before stumping back down the driveway.
That evening, Emily and I sat at the kitchen table going over our options. We knew Karen wasn't bluffing. She'd find some way to escalate. But Grandpa, he was calm, too calm. "She's going to bring trouble," I warned him. He sipped his tea. "Then we'll be ready for her." The trouble came faster than I expected. 2 days later, a certified letter arrived. Notice of fines and enforcement action from the HOA. They demanded $1,500 for non-compliance and gave us 72 hours to correct all violations or face further legal action. Emily's face turned pale. "This is insane." Grandpa read the letter twice, then chuckled. "They have no jurisdiction, but they do have audacity. And that," he said, "I know how to deal with."
The next morning, Karen returned, this time with 2 other HOA board members in tow. They stood in our driveway like they owned the place.
"You've been officially notified," Karen began. "Now either comply or we start the lien process on your home." That was when Grandpa stepped outside, not in his casual clothes this time, but in full dress uniform, ribbons and all. Karen froze mid-sentence. Grandpa didn't raise his voice. He didn't have to. "Ma'am, if you trespass on this property again, you will be met with a formal complaint to the sheriff's office. And if you attempt to file a fraudulent lien, you will be facing legal action and federal charges." Karen tried to speak, but the other board members were already backing away. "This conversation is over," Grandpa said, turning on his heel and walking back inside. Karen stood there for a moment, humiliated, before finally storming off. But I knew this wasn't the end.